There's always that game that you never forgot. The game that looked you straight in the eye and said, I see you. I know you're there. I'm Kalli for VGS, and today I want to talk about games that master the medium. Developers have been taking advantage of their medium or hardware for a long time, but it's surprisingly not found as often as it should. It's understandable, especially for AAA developers and publishers, to want to make games that can be played on multiple platforms, but in making the controls work for everyone, they lose the opportunity to utilize the medium to fully connect to the players. Games like Republique and Lifeline turn you, the person holding the cell phone, into a character. Republique starts off with a video call from Hope, who tells you she's in danger and needs your help. You, the player, utilizes the interface OmniView in order to communicate with her, hack security cameras and other devices, unlock doors, create distractions, and do everything in your power to help Hope escape the facility, Metamorphosis, where she is imprisoned. In Lifeline, the fate of Taylor is put into your hands, literally, who texts you through your phone. You are Taylor's only contact after they crash on a foreign planet inhabited by hostile life forms. Over the span of several days, you communicate intermittently through a series of texts and notifications, keeping you worried for Taylor's sake and making your heart leap at every ding from your phone. Everything is Going to Be Okay is another game that does this well too, on PC. This bizarre and nihilistic interactive zine takes into account that you're playing on a computer. During gameplay, the player makes a PowerPoint and self-help talk, which the game actually saves to your computer. In another part of the game, you bounce around as a cute bunny making friends. At the end, you jump off the cliff to your doom, and it gives you the option to name your cult. After naming your cult, it tells you the friends you made were followers who died for you, and lets you tweet it with your Twitter account. In Tearaway on Vita and Tearaway Unfolded on PS4, you are an omniscient being, the you, who controls the papercraft world around the messenger Lota or Etoile. The intro of Tearaway Unfolded already takes into account that you're playing on TV right off the bat, having the characters fiddle with the brightness and switching channels. Both Tearaway and Tearaway Unfolded, though both share about the same story, play completely different just because of the controls. Each game utilizes each of the console's features in some way. On Vita, players can use the back touchpad to push their fingers through the ground in-game, use the camera to take pictures for different textures, use the touchscreen to cut out paper designs for many parts of the game. Unfolded uses the light bar on your PS4 controller to shine light in dark places or to blind enemies. In Unfolded, even the friend or family member that is sitting on the couch beside you can contribute, using the companion app to draw designs that repeatedly show up in the player's game. Some games focus less on the physical controls and focus more on the medium's ability to build around the player's choices. One of my personal favorite games ever made, the Stanley Parable, does a phenomenal job of this. The narrator presents the story as the player controls Stanley. The game begins with the narrator explaining that Stanley's job at the office building was sitting in his cubicle and pressing the appropriate buttons on his keyboard according to the orders on his monitor. One day, no orders showed up, and Stanley leaves his cubicle for the first time to explore the building. The player wanders around the building while the narrator vocalizes the story and how Stanley discovers the building to be completely abandoned. The narrator continues to recite the story as Stanley comes across two open doors, describing Stanley entering the door on the left. This game is all sorts of wonderful, whimsical, and has you thinking about it for a lifetime. Undertale takes the guise of an earthbound clone, but completely deceives you, making you really think about the consequences of your actions and your actions in other games. And not every game needs to completely acknowledge the player's existence to exploit the medium and hardware. Games like Severed, Mushroom 11, and even the Legend of Zelda DS games, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, innovate to raise the bar for touchscreen games. On the Wii U, Game & Wario took full advantage of the gamepad, especially for party games, having a player perform secret activities on the gamepad while the rest of the players play on the TV screen. Sketch had a player drawing an image while everyone else tried to guess. Fruit had the player on the gamepad trying to hide within a crowd and steal apples while the other players tried to find them on the big screen. Even the single-player games were designed around the Wii U gamepad. The minigame, Gamer, brings us back to the nights of being a kid trying to sneak in a few extra minutes of Game Boy. The TV screen displays your bedroom, and you play your game on the gamepad, but you have to be careful and pay attention to both screens, and hide when mom checks on you. I'm not saying that every game has to be fully designed around its platform, but even a little goes a long way. Remember the ending of Nier, where deleting the memories also deletes your save data? That's a part that every person who played that game will remember. More games and developers should involve exploiting the hardware. I'm sure I've missed many games in my examples. Comment below other games you think have taken full advantage of the medium to bring the game to life. What game in this vein should I play next? I'm Kalli for VGS, and remember to bleed for your art.